What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to do a Snapchat-like camera with Swift and Xcode. Now I recently showed how to do a Snapchat-like menu, so you will want to actually download that project if you want to follow along with this tutorial properly, but you still can follow this and just add the view and whatnot onto your normal scene. But either way, let's get right into it. Now as you can see, my screen loaded up. I have my first screen here, my second screen is right here, and that has my camera, like so. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is open up my Snapchat camera project and my Snapchat camera.xcode project. Now essentially this is just going to be the Snapchat-like menu that I created a while ago, and it is created that way, so the view controller holds all of our scroll view and the way we set that up, and then we have view 1, view 2, and view 3. And now we can scroll through all those views, but on view 2, this is where I want to add the camera. So first thing I'm going to do is open up my view2.zip file and then open up this sidebar right here. Then I'm just going to click and drag a view onto my scene, like so, make it fill the whole scene. Then I'm going to add some constraints, so right click or control click and drag from this view over to the hierarchy view, and then we're going to say, then we're going to hold shift and go center, vertically, horizontally, bottom space, top space, leading space, and trailing space. So this essentially is going to make it perfectly in line with our view. Now the reason I put a UI view on top of this view that it's already created is because for some reason if you try to add this camera onto the view that's created already with the UI view controller, it will not work properly. So you need to edit this view specifically. Now let's open up our assistant editor right here. And then I'm just going to right click or control click and drag from this view over to our view2.swift, and I'm just going to call this my camera view, like so, and connect. Now for some reason it's not popping up properly, so I'm going to close my assistant editor and head just straight into my view2.swift. And now it shows up properly. I don't know why this is happening, it just is, and I can't stop it. So now let's actually add a camera onto the view. So first thing we need to do is say import AV foundation, and this will give us the ability to access the camera. And then we need to go right inside of this class, and we're going to add a few more super classes. So this is going to be a UI image picker controller delegate, like so, and then comma, and then we need a UI navigation controller delegate, like so. So we're just going to go down here and say var capture session, and then colon AV capture session, like so, with a question mark at the end. So now we just created this capture session, so if you want to read more about it, you can always hover over that and read more about it. But either way, view2.swift, and then we're going to create a new variable, and this will be var still image output. So this will be if we want to take a photo, which we will do later in another tutorial, but not right now. So we're going to say still image output and then colon AV capture still image output with a question mark at the end. And lastly, we need to say var the preview layer. So this is going to be the layer that we add onto our view to actually see the camera itself. And this will be our AV capture video preview layer and then question mark at the end. And now down here, we actually need to create a new function. So I'm just going to actually delete all this that you see right here, just this green stuff at the bottom, and I'm going to create a new function, and this will be view will appear. So just tab all that in, it should automatically be created. Then we say super.view will appear, and this will be animated. And then animated bool, we're just going to type in animated, like so. Now down here, we're going to create our capture session. So we're going to say the capture session, so this is going to be this up here. We're going to say this will be equal to an AV capture session, like so. And then open parentheses, close parentheses, then go down here and we're going to say capture session dot session preset will be equal to AV capture session preset, like so. So this is basically saying what kind of resolution would you like. I would like a 1920 by 1080 resolution, so I'm just going to tab all that in, like so. And then we're going to go down here, we're going to say var back camera will be equal to, and we're going to make this equal to an AV capture device dot default device with media type, and we're going to make this AV media type, and then this will be video. So the media type that we're going to try to capture is a video of our back camera, from our back camera. Then down here we need to create a variable to test if there's any errors. So we're going to say var error and then colon ns error and then a question mark at the end, and we're going to go down here and say var input will be equal to, and we're going to make this equal to our AV capture device input, like so. Then open parentheses, and it should come up with device and error. So the device we want to put in there is our back camera, like so. And the error, we're going to just make this equal to ampersand error. And now with this error and this input that we just created, we want to make sure that our error and our input can be put inside of our view. So we're going to go down here, we're going to say if the error is equal to nil, meaning that there are no errors, and say the capture session dot can add input. Then inside of this, we're just going to put in the input that we created. So we're just going to put inside of it like that. So if you can do those things, then we want to run these things afterwards. So let's go ahead and say open curly bracket, enter close curly bracket. And inside of this, we're going to say capture session.add input. And right now it's looking for the input that we want to put in. And right up here, we created this input. So I'm just going to put an input like so. So we are putting in this stuff that we created right here, all the back camera, into this capture session. Now let's go down here. We're going to say still image output will be equal to, and we're going to make this equal to AV capture still image output like so. Open parentheses, close parentheses. Then outside of this, we're going to say still image output dot output settings will be equal to, and this will be equal to open square bracket, close square bracket, and this will be AV video codec key like so, and then colon, and then we're going to say AV video codec JPEG like so. So basically we just created an array of AV video codec key and an AV video codec JPEG into our output settings of our still image output. Now you might be wondering, why am I worrying about still image if we're actually not going to work with that in this tutorial? That's because we need it to test things later on. So we're going to say if the capture session dot can add output. So if it can output things, then we want to do things. So we're going to say add the output of our still image output like so, and then open curly bracket, enter close curly bracket. So inside of this if statement, I'm going to say capture session dot add output. So since it can do those things, we want to add the output that we just created. So just type in still image output. So now this output, we're going to add this inside of this preview layer that we just created. So just say preview layer will be equal to, and this is going to be equal to an AV capture video preview layer like so. So basically this is going to be our camera, our live camera stream going into this layer. Then open parentheses, and inside of this we're going to say session, and then this is going to be our capture session that we created like so. Now let's go down here. We're going to say preview layer dot video gravity will be equal to, and this is going to be AV layer video gravity, and then we're going to say resize aspect. So we're going to make our video resize according to where we are, how our device is oriented and whatnot. So now let's go down here. We're going to say preview layer dot connection dot video orientation, and we're going to make this equal to AV capture video orientation dot portrait. So I'm going to make it equal to a portrait just like Snapchat. And now we need to add this layer onto our view. So let's go up here. I called the view that we created camera view. So I'm going to say camera view dot layer dot add sublayer, and we're going to add the preview layer that we just created. And then down here we can say, okay, all of this stuff is set up. So I'm going to say capture session dot start running like so. And lastly, this will actually not work right now, so we need to go up here and just create a new function and just say view did appear. So if the view does appear, we want to say super.view did appear, like so. Animated, we're going to just type in animated like so. Then after this, we can say preview layer.frame, and then we're going to make this equal to our camera view.bounds. Now, if you were to build this inside of any simulator, it would not work properly, so you need to connect your iPhone or whatever, your iPod Touch, and run it from there. Now, if we were to build and run this, we should get it working all properly. Now, as you can see, my screen loaded up. I have my first screen here, my second screen is right here, and that has my camera, like so. So, as you can see, it all works. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to hit that like button down below, and also check out my second channel with me and my brother as we discuss certain things. Anyway, I will see you in the next one.